Very good morning, dear students. We have started with the second unit of our book, The Individual and the Society. In the last video, I discussed with you the prose poem Girl. Today, I will discuss the third poem in that unit, that is Yellow Fish. The second poem is Prayer for My Daughter. That I will take up in the last, like after I have done the next poem also, that is Reincarnation of Captain Cook. Now this Yellow Fish, a very sweet and interesting poem, very touching at the same time. This poem is written by Ambai. Ambai is the pen name of C.S. Lakshmi. Okay, she was born in 1994 in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and brought up in Mumbai and Bangalore. Through her writings, Ambai takes up women's issues and questions the status of women in society and challenges that they face on account of gender. Her works celebrate ordinary women's courage and resourcefulness. Ambai's translated stories in English have been published in two collections entitled A Purple Sea and In a Forest, a Deer. Some of her stories have been translated into French. She is an independent researcher in women's studies since the past 30 years and has several publications to her credit. Now, just one thing came to my mind. जब हम पढ़ते हैं ना, pronunciation का lesson है एक ये जो आप हमेशा ध्यान रखें. This is plural, right? This is singular. Woman, woman, okay? And this is women. यहाँ sound V हो जाएगी in plural. Women, woman. Remember this thing, please. जब आप read करते हैं ना, this is how you improve your reading as well as your writing skills. Especially यहाँ reading की बात हो रही है, colloquialism की बात हो रही है, colloquialism, how we speak, how we talk, normal आम बोलचाल की भाषा जिसको हम बोलते हैं, ठीक है? So, women, woman. Back to the poem, sorry. Now, what is the poem all about? It is originally written in which language? Tamil language, and has been translated by Lakshmi Holm, Holm, Strong. Ambai, C.S. Lakshmi is the poet and she is the translator. Now, Yellow Fish is a simple, very moving story about fishermen and their wives and women, and a woman whose baby died long ago. The wives of the fisherman are all gathered at the shore as the boats are coming in and their help will be needed to get the nets in. Now what happens over here, that when the fisherman, he comes, he has caught the fishes in the net and he comes back to the shore. Now their wives wait at the shore to do what? They will segregate the fishes that are of good quality, that are of use. They will be put in colorful baskets and the rest of the fishes will be thrown on the beach itself. That is what he's telling here. The boats on shore and the fish sorted out into those that can be sold or used and those with no value. 3 categories में बांटते हैं. Number 1, that can be sold or used. 2 categories, not 3, sold or used, and second category is which are of no value. We see a great mixture of colors and sensations as the fish are sorted out. The ones with no value are just thrown on the shore to die. The woman sees a yellow fish in the sand gasping for water. Now there is one lady, she sees a yellow fish and that fish is gasping for water. मछली पानी से बाहर निकली तो obviously मर जाएगी ना, and she's demanding or she's looking for water. Now the poem is told in the first person by the woman, and she begins to see in the dying fish her daughter that died so many years ago, right after she was born. So there was a connection, and what the connection is, that the woman who is telling us this narrative, she is telling us that she had lost her baby at the time of birth. Okay, and when she is seeing that yellow fish who is gasping for water, she can connect to her dying baby and the dying fish. That is the connection that is being built here. The baby used to open and close her mouth just like she was trying to suck in air. The yellow fish forces these images back on the mind of the woman. She dies and her ashes are placed in a small urn. When her husband brings the urn home, the woman demands that the lid be opened and she places the ashes of the baby in the sea from which the yellow fish came. So this is a kind of a connection that is being built. The yellow fish seems to struggle to get back to the sea. The woman tells a fisher boy to throw the fish back in the sea. He laughs at the feeling he cannot understand. Obviously, what does that boy know? What connection or what feeling is in the mind of this woman that fisher boy doesn't know? Now, this is just a crux of the poem. Let us read the poem. High summer. Already the sand feels hot. It will not hold its wetness. Away to the left of the shrunken sea and spent waves, the sand spreads like a desert. Yet the eye is compelled by the sea alone. Now the white boat has arrived. This is the forerunner. Forerunners kaun hote hain? Who have come before. Okay? Its appearance is the signal that fishing boats are returning. So when the white boat arrives, it means the rest of the boats of the fishermen who have gone to catch fish are all coming back to the shore. It floats ashore like a swan, swaying, moving from one way to the another, to and fro. बोट में बैठे हैं आप कभी, तो जब बोट किनारे लगती है तो जो वाटर पे उसकी मूवमेंट है, दैट इज नोन एज स्विंग. Far from the shore, bright spots being to move. The fisherwomen make ready to welcome the boats ashore. Bright colors, blinding indigo, demonic red, profound green, assaulting blue, they stand vibrant against the white boat upon a faded blue and ash grey sea. Now here in the very first paragraph, it is telling us about the hot summer season that is there. Everything is dried up, and as these boats, they are coming up. Who's the forerunner? The white boat is the forerunner. And the rest of the boats are coming back. Now all these bright colors, she is using for the boats that can be seen coming to the shore. And again, the last line, it says, they stand vibrant against the white boat, again for the boats. What you have to remember, that colors have been used as a significant image in this poem. Yahan bhi dekh lijiye color hi hai, yellow fish. Okay, so they have a very acute importance, significance, As far as the poem is concerned, they have been used as an image, or you can say as symbol. Okay. Now it is possible to see the other boats. Walking further, quite close to the boats, you may see the fish filling the nets. Bodies and hands darkened by the salt wind. Now they are talking about the hands of these fishermen. The men will spread their nets and start sorting the fish the minute the boats come in. Now the fish splash into plastic troughs, round eyes wide open. So they will be segregating the fishes, separating the fishes. How? The ones that can be sold and used, and the ones which are of no value will be thrown on the beach. The unwanted ones are thrown away. There is a general murmur of tired voices rising for a split second, then falling. Black hands. Now this black hands refers to the hands of the fishermen. Brown wood of the boats. Again color. See, brown wood. Now hands, black hands of the fishermen, and the color of the boat, brown. Wood. Made of wood, that is why brown color. Between the meshes समझते हैं आप? नेट के जो क्रिस क्रॉसेस होते हैं, meshes है ना, wires. White bellied fish. Again, देखो colors कितने ज़्यादा significant हैं. For every particular thing that is being mentioned in the poem, colors are being used. White bellies of the fishes. Crowding near, the colors again, the colors of the saris, which who is wearing the saris? The fisher women who are wearing the saris. Press upon the eyes gently but firmly. Painted troughs. अब जिन टोकरियों में या ट्रफ्स में वो फिशेस को अलग कर रहे हैं, they are also painted. That is why it says painted troughs, dry sand. So with every noun that has been mentioned here, a color, an adjective is being used to focus on many things. To, like black hands, how these people are working hard. Then the color of the boat is made of wood, but with the movement in the water, it has turned brown. Similarly, the color of the saris of the women and the painted troughs. Why separate? Colors may be given to the troughs so that they can segregate them easily. And extraordinary, this is important now, he's coming to main thing which you also have to remember, that is collage. आप सब लोग कॉलेज की स्पेलिंग भी ये लिखते हो. This is collage, not college. Collage of colors. Okay? On the shores of the wind-spread sea, a composition that imprints itself on the mind and memory. A yellow fish is thrown away on the sand. Now one of the fisherwomen, she notices a yellow fish that has been thrown on the sand because according to the fisherman or the fisherwoman, it is of no use. Of that palest yellow that comes before the withering and falling of leaves. Now what is this yellow color associated with? Yellow color associated with withering of fallen leaves. Leaves जब गिर जाती हैं और जब वो सूखना शुरू होती हैं तो धीरे धीरे पहले dry होती हैं and then they take the yellow color. That is being mentioned here. Withering, before the withering and falling of the leaves. It has black spots. The yellow fish has black spots. As I, now the first person, I stoop to watch, it begins to shudder. थोड़ा सा जैसे वो देखने की कोशिश करती हैं, she tries to see it, it shudders and leap. Leap is to take a jump. The mouth gasps and closes. अगर आपने fish देखी है तो you can imagine how it opens its small little mouth for water. It shudders and tosses on the hot sand. The mouth closes and opens, desperate for water, like Delilah's mouth. Now this Delilah's mouth, too hasty, infant Jalala's mouth, Now here comes the connection that is being developed. There was this, let us say, stillborn, or I would say a premature born daughter of the narrator. Narrator का नाम भी आगे आएगा. Her name is Anu. Okay, and the name of this stillborn child is Jalaja या जलजा. साउथ में वाटर का बहुत बड़ा सिग्निफिकेंस होता है. ओके, जब मैंने आपको अंबाई के वर्क्स भी पढ़े ना, अंबाई के, तो वो सारे रिलेटेड टू सी है, अ पर्पल सी, so that is the reason why she must have been given this name. She pushed and bumped her way into the world, this stillborn or premature baby. Her name had already been decided before her birth. She who rises from the waters, lotus, Jalaja, okay? They had to put her in an incubator where premature babies are put so that they can breathe properly, they can get the environment that is in the mother's womb. I stood outside that room constantly watching her pale red mouth, pale, dry, dull, her round eyes. Sometimes she would open and close her mouth as if sucking something, as if she was sucking air or trying to get mother's milk. The opening of the mouth of the yellowfish and this description of the newborn premature girl as she was opening her mouth as if sucking something is what a connection has been developed by the writer. This narrator, she can, through the image of yellowfish, when she sees the yellowfish gasping for water, this reminds her of her premature daughter Jalaja. The ashes, the baby died, of course, okay, and it was cremated, and the ashes were collected, which Arun, her husband, Anu's husband, Arun, Jalaja's father, back from an electric crematorium, wherein a small urn, a miniature of those huge earthenware jars of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. So we can all connect to it after somebody in our culture, in Hindu culture. Of course, there is also the Hindu culture. When the body is burnt, the ashes are collected and they are taken to Haridwar. Similarly, here also, they are collected and brought back. Now, what Anu wants should be done with those ashes. Its narrow month was tied with a piece of cloth. ये month लिखा है, mouth होना चाहिए. You can imagine, what they are saying कि उनका जो mouth था, it was covered and tied with a cloth. Why is the mouth closed? What mouth? The mouth of the urn. Open it, Anu is saying. Anu, it contains only ashes. Your baby is not there. It contains only ashes. I want to see it. Open it. Anu, it contains only ashes. I want to see. Open it. Anu, open its mouth, that mouth. Loud racking sobs, racking painful sobs crying. The cloth was removed to reveal the urn's tiny small mouth. The ashes were in this very sea. The sea is at some distance. Now, what she had demanded that the ashes of Jalaja should be put in this particular sea which we are reading till now, the same sea. Now the ashes were in this very sea, the sea at some distance. The yellowfish jumps hopelessly towards it. its mouth falls open skyward. Lifted from the hot sand, it falls away from the fingers, heaving and tossing. So either the fish is trying to reach towards the water, or it is trying to run away from people, that it can save itself. It falls away again from a leaf with which I try to hold her. Now Anu is also trying to push her in the water, but she is moving and jumping hopelessly. A fisher boy is on his way back from splashing the waves. He comes when I summon him in Marathi. Summon, bulana, call karna. Okay? Ekade, come here. Will you throw this yellow fish back into the sea? And he was making fun of Anu, that why to throw the fish in the sea. But usse kya pata what the feelings are here. With what feeling she's asking that fisher boy to throw the fish back into the sea. A quick snort of laughter, snort something, kind of a noise that comes from the nose. He grabs the fish firmly by its tail and starts running towards the sea. I run after him. He places it on the crest or the top of an incoming wave. Wave समझते हैं ना, समुद्र की लहरें. For a moment, it splutters, helpless like a drunk who cannot find the way home. एकदम से पानी में उसको दोबारा डाला ना, तो she was just moved by it. Again, it opens its mouth to take the water, taking it in. Then a swish of tail, fin. Fin क्या होते हैं? जिसकी help से fish swim करती है. And swishes is, it makes a quick movement and goes inside. You can see it's a clear yellow. You can see it's clear yellow for a very long time. Shore पे खड़े होके, किनारे पे खड़े होके, when the fish is thrown back into the water, because it was bright color, it could be seen through a long distance. बहुत दूर तक नजर आई उसको. Then it merges into the blue, grey, white of the sea. Now again see the use of the colors. Blue, grey and white sea. Now what do we learn, or we can conclude from the poem? First and the most important thing is a mother's profound love for her. I'm writing it in the bracket, dead daughter. अब उस क्या लग रहा था कि ये जो येलो फिश है ना, who was gasping for what? For water, was her premature baby. कहाँ पे? Incubator में. In the incubator, and she was opening her mouth to suck. Incubator, opening her mouth as if to suck something. So in a way, what Anu did, Anu can establish a relationship between these two, the yellowfish and her baby. And she thinks that she could not save her baby, premature baby, from dying, but at least she must save the yellowfish. Now at places, you will find that when you will read about it elsewhere or in various references that have been given, that Anu somehow feels that this yellowfish is her baby in reincarnation as a fish, and maybe now God is giving her an opportunity to save her lives, so she should definitely do something. That is why she requests this fisher boy to pick up the yellowfish and throw it back in the sea. And why she feels so? Because of these ashes, you know, she believes that ashes have been thrown in this very sea. So maybe yellowfish is who? Jalaja only. Okay, that is how again the connection has been developed. Some critics are of this view also, that Anu sees yellowfish as her daughter who has taken birth as a fish. Okay, so this is all about the poem. You may go through it, and in case of any queries you may ask. Whenever you see videos or lectures on poems, try to understand things very carefully, okay? And always make an attempt, irrespective कि मैं आपको लिखने को दूँ या ना दूँ questions, आप एक theme या एक central idea poem का जरूर लिखें. वीडियो सुनने के बाद आप you should be in a position to write it yourself. Of course, you are taking help of the books, no issues with that, but do make an attempt to write on your own. Okay, that is all. Thank you.